Have you ever found yourself in this exact spot? You know, a former leader, maybe someone you really looked up to, keeps sending you messages all about what they think is wrong with your church or your community, and you're stuck, right? You want to be polite, but you can just feel it starting to weigh on you. Well, today, we're going to talk about how to handle this with both wisdom and grace.
You know, it always starts with just one message, but then it keeps going. And pretty soon, your phone, this thing that's supposed to connect you, just feels heavy. It's not a tool anymore. It's become this digital library of someone else's pain, their arguments, literally an archive of grievances that you're now carrying around in your pocket.
And then come the voice notes. Oh, the voice notes. They're never short, are they? 7 minutes, 12 minutes long, and they always come with that casual little tag, hey, listen when you have time. But we all know what that really means, and you know exactly how you feel after you listen, just drained, heavy, maybe even a little suspicious of the very people you're still committed to.
So let's actually put a name to this whole thing. Let's call it the divisive archive, because this isn't just about megabytes on your phone. It's about the emotional and spiritual weight these messages are designed to carry, and the subtle war they're trying to start inside of you.
And this, right here, this is the real struggle, isn't it? Your head is saying, I don't want to be rude. This person is hurting. I should be a good friend. I should listen. But your spirit, your gut, is waving a giant red flag, screaming that all this negativity is really starting to mess with you on a deep, deep level. You're caught right in the middle of that tug-of-war.
So if we're going to navigate this, we've got to pull back the curtain and really understand the dynamic that's at play. Why are these messages being sent to you in the first place? What's the unspoken goal here? Let's dig into what's really going on.
Okay, so on the surface, sure, the sender is probably processing their own hurt, and a lot of that is genuine. But there's almost always a deeper goal. Whether they realize it or not, they're trying to recruit you. They're trying to pull you so far into their side of the story that you start to see things exactly their way. They're looking for validation, and the way they get it is by getting you to share their offense.
This is such a powerful way to put it. It really is a form of emotional poison. Every message you listen to, every text you read, it's like taking a small sip. It doesn't feel like a big deal at first, but over time, you find yourself slowly, unconsciously taking on their bitterness, their perspective, their baggage, as if it were your own. And look, this is not some new digital age problem. This stuff is ancient. The book of Proverbs talks all about it. It warns about people who sow strife. Think of it like planting little seeds of discord. And how do they do it? Through whispering, through those private, one-on-one conversations that are designed to slowly chip away at trust and break apart even the closest friend. And the New Testament is even more direct. The instruction is to mark, to identify the people causing these divisions, and then to avoid them. Now, I know that word avoid can sound really harsh, especially today when we're supposed to be connected all the time. So what does it actually mean to avoid someone in this context? Okay, let's be super clear about this. Avoiding someone is not an act of aggression. It does not mean you attack them back or gossip about them. It's a boundary. It means you strategically limit their access to your mind and your heart. You lovingly, but firmly, refuse to be the emotional dumping ground for their unresolved baggage. To make this even clearer, let's look at 2 incredible case studies from history that give us a perfect blueprint. First, we have Absalom, a king's son who used these exact tactics to try and steal a kingdom. And then we have Nehemiah, a leader who was laser-focused on his mission while facing this kind of stuff from every side. So on one side, you got Absalom Strategy. He'd catch people, listen to all their complaints, and then say things like, "You are so right. It's just a shame nobody in charge will listen to you." See? Every conversation felt like he was being empathetic, but it was really a calculated move to poison their loyalty. Then on the other side, you have Nehemiah. His enemies kept trying to trick him into meetings and debates, but he just refused over and over because he knew their goal wasn't to solve anything. It was to distract him. And this is Nehemiah's legendary response. I am doing a great work, so I cannot come down. He didn't argue, he didn't defend himself, he just stated his purpose and refused to get pulled off the wall. He saw that the conversation itself was the trap, and his focus became his shield. So here it is. Here's the big takeaway from these stories, the one tool you can use for your own discernment. It's not about whether their points are valid or what their intentions are. The real test is this: what direction is this communication pulling your heart? Is it pulling you toward unity and purpose, or is it pulling you towards suspicion and division?
Okay, so we've talked about the problem, we've looked at the history, now let's get super practical. I'm talking about a clear, 4-step action plan you can use the very next time one of these messages pops up on your phone.
First, stop consuming everything. You are not obligated to listen to every single grievance. Your heart, your mind, they are not public property. You are the gatekeeper. Just because they hit send doesn't mean you have to hit play. Second, send a clear boundary. Honestly, this is kinder than just letting them go on thinking you're on their side. Be respectful, but be firm. Third, hold that boundary, because they will probably push back to see if you're serious. Don't take the bait, don't argue, don't defend yourself, just restate your decision. And finally, number 4, adjust their access. If they won't respect the boundary, it's on you to enforce it. This isn't about punishment, it's about wisdom. Use the tools you have, mute them, archive the chat, or if you have to, block them to create the peace your heart needs.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, but what do I actually say? Here's a script you can literally copy and paste or just adapt. It's short, it's clear, and it's honorable. You acknowledge them, thank you for sharing, but then you firmly state your decision and you base it on your own well-being and commitment, and that's something they really can't argue with. And what if they push back? Here's your follow-up. Notice what you're not doing. You're not attacking them. You're not debating their feelings. In fact, you're validating them by saying, I understand this is how you feel, but then you just calmly and confidently restate your boundary. The discussion is over. Not because you were mean, but because you were clear.
Okay, finally, and this is probably the most important part of this whole thing. This isn't just about managing other people's messages. This is about changing your own internal monologue. To really make this last, you need a new internal script about what you're actually responsible for.
Just let that one sink in for a second. Your primary calling is to love people. That is absolutely true. But that does not mean you owe every single person unlimited access to your time, your emotional energy, or your headspace. You can absolutely love someone sincerely from a healthy distance. This distinction right here is so critical. You can have genuine empathy for what someone's been through. You can look at their pain and say that is real and that is valid. But you do not have to let their offense become your teacher. You don't have to let their bitterness disciple you and start shaping your own heart.
And this is the bedrock for everything else. This is about stewardship. Before you can be a good friend, or a good leader, or a good anything, your number one job is to guard your own heart, your own peace, and your loyalty to whatever it is you've been called to build. Everything good flows from a heart that is well kept.
So I want to leave you with this one simple, powerful question. The next time that notification pops up on your screen and you see that long voice note appear, before you even think about pressing play, just pause, take a breath, and ask yourself this. In what direction is this message trying to pull my heart? Your answer to that question will tell you everything you need to know. Remember, guarding your heart isn't selfish. It's one of the wisest, most loving things you can do.